Well, good afternoon and welcome out to Drake Field in Mitchell, South Dakota, Valley City State University Viking baseball here on VCSU Athletics YouTube. Vikings and the Viterbo V-Hawks set for another North Star Athletic Association conference doubleheader today here from Mitchell, South Dakota. Game one coming up here in just about a minute, and it is our 7-inning contest. Again, game one of these North Star doubleheaders scheduled for 7 innings, and game two scheduled for 9. Games 3 and 4 of the 4-game series. Valley City State swept both games yesterday. They won 5-4 in the first game and then picked up a 12-8 victory in game 2. So again, these two teams concluding their conference series today. Valley City State looking to make it a win the series here in game 3, and Viterbo looking to get a game back as they dropped both yesterday. We'll run through our lineups here during the first inning, but leading off for Viterbo University, number 50, Chance Clayman, playing third base today for the V-Hawks. He'll be followed by number 9, Spencer Hands, playing second. Then also number 13, Brett Stussel, center fielder, due up. 1, 2, 3 hitters here in this first inning. On the mound today for the Vikings, number 18, Christopher Dietrich, as he gets the call in the 7-inning game. First pitch fouled away. We talked yesterday about how it's going to be warmer today, and well, frankly, not yet. Let's put it that way. Wind whipping out there about 17 miles an hour. Game time temperature of 35. Feels like temperature around 25 degrees here at first pitch. Dietrich misses high with that one. Count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch on the way, fouled off by Clayman. Interesting to note that Blake Warner, top hitter for the Viterbo V-Hawks, went 6 for 9 in the doubleheader yesterday. Not in the lineup here in game 1. Usually bats in that leadoff position for the V-Hawks. Hit a pair of home runs yesterday, went 5 for 6 in game 2. But V-Hawks will be without him at least to start here in game 1. 1-2 pitch high from Dietrich. 2-2 the count to Chance Clayman. 2-2 pitch on the way. Check to swing. So he did go. And clean catch by the catcher Chabot. Be a strikeout for Chance Clayman. And Christopher Dietrich picks up the first out of the inning, getting that leadoff hitter on a swinging strikeout. Stepping in for the V-Hawks, second baseman, number 9, Spencer Hands. Dietrich working out of the windup. The right-hander delivers. Fastball outside. Christopher Dietrich making his 7th start of the season for Valley City State. Pitch just above the belt. Called a little high for a ball. Dietrich 1-2 record. He's made 8 appearances. 6.75 ERA in 26 2/3 innings. Does have 1 save. This one's lined out towards right center, giving chase Dagan Morcom. He'll catch it in the right center gap. And hard hit ball by Hands, but retired by Morcom in center field. Brett Stussel, center fielder for the V-Hawks, will step in. Left-handed hitter. As we mentioned, Dietrich thrown 26 2/3 innings so far this year, allowed 22 hits, 20 earned runs, has 31 strikeouts in those 26 innings, and has walked 23. Pitch outside for a ball. Dietrich hits a fastball at the knees for a called strike, 1-1 the count. No sunshine right now here at Drake Field. As you can see on the camera, wind whipping a little bit left to right. This one's fouled out into the parking lot by Stussel. Again, wind blowing about 17 to 20 miles an hour. Crosswind really working from about the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. So anything hit into right field could carry extra distance today. One-two delivery from Dietrich down the way. Swing and a miss on an inside fastball. And Dietrich sets the V-Hawks down 1-2-3 to open game 1 after half an inning. Viterbo 0, Vikings coming to bat.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bottom of the first inning, Vikings sending to the plate Dustin Mertz, Jaden Babiak, and Jamel Chabot. They will face the Viterbo starting pitcher, Cale Beckman. We'll run through our Vikings starting lineup here. Leading off and playing right field, number 11, Dustin Mertz. Batting second, the shortstop, number 6, Jaden Babiak. Batting third and catching, number 5, Jamel Chabot. Batting cleanup, playing first base, number 28, Caden Rosedeba. Batting fifth, the DH today, number 16, Kellen Scruggs. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 24, Cam Perro. Batting seventh and playing second base today, number 3, Justin Rogers. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 14, Cody Wielgosh. And batting ninth, center field, number 20, Dagan Morcom. As we mentioned for the Vikings on the mound, number 18, Christopher Dietrich. Mertz steps in, facing Beckman, swing and a miss on the first pitch. Cale Beckman, starting pitcher for the V-Hawks, coming off a no-hitter in his last outing against Dickinson State University. 0-1 pitch to Mertz, outside for a ball. Beckman threw a 7-inning no-hitter in their home conference opener last week, a 1-0 victory against Dickinson State. That pitch a called strike. Struck out 8 hitters, did not issue a walk, and the first V-Hawk no-hitter in at least the last 10 years. Ground ball, foul down the third base line. Beckman on the season, 3.76 ERA in 26 and a third innings. That was his first win of the year. He's 1-3. 22 hits, and he has struck out 31 batters. Walked only 5, so good control for Beckman. Only 5 walks in 26 innings pitched. Mertz gets a piece of that one, fouled off. 2-2 remains the count. Mertz yesterday, big game at the plate, big day at the plate for the Vikings. Went 5 for 6, scored a pair of runs, a double, a home run, 4 RBIs. And he batted .833. Swing and a miss on that one in the dirt. He'll take off for first base, swinging third strike, throw down, got him in time. Good recovery there by the catcher Suntag. Kyle Suntag behind the plate today for Viterbo. Running that ball in the dirt down and firing a strike over to the first baseman Echevarria, as Mertz is recorded on a strikeout with a 2-3 putout. Jaden Babiak, left-handed hitter, steps in for the Vikings, the shortstop today. Pitch from the right-handed Beckman, ground ball, pulled down the first base line, foul. Babiak yesterday, 1 for 7 in the doubleheader. Had an RBI infield single, did later score a run as well. Again, VCSU won both games yesterday, 5-4 in game 1, 12-8 in game 2. Breaking pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball and a strike, the count to Babiak. Swings through a high fastball, and it's 1-2. Ground ball towards second base. Spencer Hands fields it, flips on the run. Babiak retired on 4-3 putout. Lineup for the V-Hawks. Set the defensive lineup. Outfield left to right. Marcus Hornacek in left. Brett Stussel in center. And Jared Gurdon in right field. At third base, it's Chance Clayman. Shortstop is Ryan Mesa. Second base, Spencer Hands. First base, Roberto Echevarria. Behind the plate, Kyle Suntag. And as mentioned on the mound, Cale Beckman. Beckman's first pitch to Jamel Chabot, the Viking catcher, misses for a ball. Fastball at the knees, called strike, 1-1 the count. Beckman paints the corner. Gets the strike call, 1-2. Hear that wind whipping across the microphone. Chabot checks his swing on that one. Have the windows closed today in the press box. Trying to keep a little more heat in today. If that wind dies down, maybe we'll open them up for game 2. 2-2 pitch, ground ball, left side. Measuring it is Clayman. Throw over to first in the dirt. Gets past the first baseman, Echevarria. And rounding first, heading for second, Jamel Chabot. A lot of foul ground over there. We'll take a look at third and then hold up at second. So error on the throw. Chabot reaches on the throwing error by Chance Clayman, third baseman. And then moves over to second as well. Chabot will be listed for courtesy runner. Courtesy running today, number 21, Hunter Logan. So he'll take over at second base for Chabot after he reached down the air. Caden Rosdeba, Viking cleanup hitter, steps in. Chance to give the Vikings an early lead with Logan in scoring position at second. Breaking pitch outside for a ball. One-oh pitch on the outside corner, called strike, 1-1 the count. One ball, one strike. Beckman delivers to Rosdeba, breaking pitch in the dirt. Rosie lays off, 2-1 the count. Caden Rosdeba yesterday went 2 for 6 at the plate, scored 4 runs. 2 for 6, also drew 2 walks. Again, he scored 4 times. Hit a pair of home runs yesterday. Solo shot in game 1, 2-run shot in game 2. Lifts this one deep out towards center field. Giving chase is Stoessel. It's drifting off the fence. And Rosdeba will have a stand-up RBI double as Logan comes in to score and the Vikings lead 1-0. Rosdeba got that one high up in the air and just kept drifting with that wind, pushing it towards the right center gap. Stoessel could not catch up to it, and I believe it hit near the base of the fence. So it's an RBI double for Caden Rosdeba, and the Vikings lead 1-0. First pitch to Kellen Scruggs inside and hit him. So he'll trot down to first base with a hit by pitch. And suddenly there's 2 runners on for Cam Perro, the Viking left fielder, as he steps in. Kellen Scruggs, big day yesterday at the plate for the Vikings, 4 for 6, had 2 doubles and 7 RBIs, including 6 RBIs in that second game. Again, he reaches here on his first at bat with a hit by pitch. And Cam Perro steps in, swings at the first offering, fouls it away deep down the right field line. Perro yesterday in the doubleheader. 0 for 4, did score 3 runs. He drew 4 walks yesterday. Had 8 plate appearances, walked in half of them yesterday. Breaking pitch called for a strike, and it's 0-2 the count. Rosdeba at second after an RBI double. Kellen Scruggs at first after being hit by pitch. 0-2 to Perro, outside for a ball. One-two delivery from Beckman. Ground ball, left side, just fouled down the third base line. Gloved by Clayman, but in foul territory. First 2 batters of this inning went down. Strikeout of Dustin Mertz, ground out by Jaden Babiak. Then had a ground ball to third, but a throwing error allowed Jamel Chabot to reach and advance to second. And then the next batter, Caden Rosdeba, doubled him home. And just like that, the Vikings took a 1-0 lead. Now threatening for more with 2 on and 2 outs. One-two pitch. Outside. Barrows fouled off a pair of 2-strike pitches. Now work the count back to even at 2-2. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Count runs full. Waiting on deck, Justin Rogers, Vikings second baseman. Rogers was VCSU's courtesy runner, mainly yesterday, getting the start in the field today. Pitch outside to Perro, and he'll trot down to first base, his 5th walk of the series so far. And that'll bring up Justin Rogers with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Rogers, left-handed hitter, on the season batting .259, 7 hits in 27 at-bats. Pulls this one through the right side for an RBI single. Home is Rosdaba. Scruggs rounding third. He'll come in and score. It's a 2-run single for Justin Rogers, and the Vikings take a 3-0 lead. Well, Justin Rogers, his first at-bat of the series, delivers a first-pitch line drive through the right side, scoring 2 runs and putting the Vikings on top 3-0. Perro stops at second. First and second now for Cody Wielgosh. Wielgosh swings at the first pitch, fouls it away. Wielgosh hit his first collegiate home run yesterday, lifting a 2-run shot over the right field fence in Game 2, a 12-8 win by the Vikings. 0-1 pitch is a called strike. RBIs 2 and 3 of the season for Justin Rogers. Had just 1 RBI coming into today. Wielgosh fouls that one straight back. Viking bats getting Christopher Dietrich, their starting pitcher, an early lead. 3 runs in the first inning. That one just missed outside. Perro at second, Rogers at first. Line drive snagged by Clayman over at third base in the hole, so Wielgosh is retired. Sharp line drive to the left side, but caught by Clayman. Vikings score 3 runs into that inning. Pair of hits, 1-run double by Caden Rosdaba and a 2-run single by Justin Rogers. There was 1 VHOC error. Vikings left 2 on. All 3 of those runs unearned, as the inning could have been over after the third at bat, but that error kept the inning alive and allowed VCSU to score 3 runs to take an early 3-0 lead.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. We've already given out more than $75,000 to students in North Dakota this year. Let us help you become the next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Top of the second inning, Valley City State with an early 3-0 lead, picking up 3 unearned runs in the bottom of the first. RBI double from Caden Rosdaba, 2-run single by Justin Rogers, giving Christopher Dietrich some early run support as he heads to the top of the second. Set down Viterbo 1-2-3 in that first inning. Kyle Suntag, the VHAC catcher, steps in to lead off top of the second. Breaking pitch across for a strike as Dietrich works ahead in the count. Ninth appearance of the season for Dietrich, his 7th start. That one called strike on the outside corner, 0-2. 0-2 pitch, fouled off. Viterbo on deck hitter Garrett Haying had to duck out of the way of that one. Suntag had a pinch hit solo home run yesterday in game 2. Bats now here, 0-2 against Christopher Dietrich. Right-hander working out of the windup, delivers, breaking pitch, just high. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Dietrich delivers the 1-2. Again, just above the belt. Suntag lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. A little bit of sunshine trying to peek through. Suntag swings through that one, and it's a strikeout for Christopher Dietrich. 3rd strikeout of the game so far for Dietrich as Suntag goes down swinging. Garrett Haying, the VHawk designated hitter, steps in. Right-hander takes it high for ball 1. That one's low. 2 balls, no strikes to count. We're at Drake Field in Mitchell, South Dakota, home of Dakota Wesleyan University. Line drive by Haying. Little blooper behind second, and it'll be out of the reach of Babiak. So a 1-out single for Garrett Haying as he lines that 2-0 pitch back up the middle. VCSU's next scheduled games will actually be right back here on the same field. Vikings have next week off a conference play. They're by in the rotation of the 7-team conference schedule. But they will come back here, a non-conference doubleheader against Dakota Wesleyan University. That is scheduled for April 3rd. VCSU's next scheduled game after today. 1-0 pitch from Dietrich at the knees, called strike. Count evens up 1-1. Jared Gurdon, the VHawk right fielder, batting. Gurdon did not play yesterday, making his first at-bat of the series here in the top of the 2nd inning. Breaking pitch, called strike, throw down to first. Diving back safely is Haying. Dietrich now ahead in the count, 1-2. Haying takes his lead at first. Just gets a piece of that one, did Gurdon. Fouls it off the backstop. Gurdon batting .167 this season, 6 hits and 36 at-bats, has 1 double, and has driven in 3 runs. He's also drawn 6 walks and been hit 4 times, so 348 on-base percentage. Grounds that one back towards Babiak. He's going to try to flip it to second, bobbles it, no choice but to go to first, and in time, beating it down the line is Gurdon. So Babiak had a chance for a potential double play, but bobbled it and had to alter the plans and go to first. But the call is not in time on the throw. So Gurdon reaches on an error by the Viking shortstop. Haying moves up to second. It'll be first and second with 1 out. For Roberto Echevarria, the VHawk first baseman, right-handed hitter, steps in. Echevarria did not play yesterday in the doubleheader. Just 6 at-bats all season for Echevarria. Does not have a hit in those 6 at-bats. This is his 2nd start of the season. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Breaking pitch, catches the outside corner, called strike, 1-1. Fastball on the outside corner. Dietrich back ahead in the count 1-2. Hang at second base, reached on a single. Gurdon over at first, reached on an error. First and second with one out. 1-2 pitch from Dietrich. Breaking pitch, ground ball left side. Wheelgosh bumbles it off his feet, and everybody will be safe. Wheelgosh had potential for a double play there. Step on the bag, fire to first, but could not handle the sharp grounder. And it'll be bases loaded for Viterbo University. So Echevarria, we're going to call that an error on Wheelgosh over at third. So bases are loaded of Vhawks for Marcus Hornacek, the left fielder. Left-handed hitter steps in. That pitch outside. Pitch from Dietrich, high and outside. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. VCSU with 2 errors this inning, allowing a pair of runners to reach. Still opportunity to get out of here. 1-0 pitch from Dietrich. High, correction, 2-0. So 3-0 now, 3-0 the count. Hornacek on the season, 174 hitter coming into the week. The series against Valley City State. Takes a 3-0, called strike on the outside corner. A grounder to third, kicked off the glove of Wheelgosh. Still had a chance to pick it up, but unfortunately just in the spot where when he moved his foot, kind of kicked it away from himself. And that allowed Hang to move up to third safely before he could get back to the bag. 3-1 pitch is fouled off. Now we're full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 delivery from Dietrich to Hornacek. Lined out towards left field. Charging in is Pero, making the catch near the line. He'll come in, throw coming home, and the runner will retreat back to third. Nice strong one-hop throw from Pero to Chabot, and they will hold Hang at third base. So Hornacek flies out to left field, and the strong throw from Pero preventing a run from scoring. And now Dietrich's 1 out away from getting out of this inning. Bases loaded jam. Ryan Mesa, the shortstop for Viterbo University, steps in. The number 9 hitter in this Vhawk lineup. First pitch above his head for a ball. Mesa, 161 hitter on the season, 5 hits and 31 at-bats coming into this week. Off-speed pitch, catches the inside corner for a called strike. Hang at third, Gurdon at second, Echevarria at first. Ryan Mesa batting for Viterbo. 1-1 pitch. High. Ball 2. Hang started the inning with a 1-out single for Viterbo. Then both Gurdon and Echevarria reached on errors to load the bases. Valley City State leading 3-0. 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning for the Vikings. 2-1 from Dietrich. Ground ball left side. Wheelgosh catches it, steps on the bag. Fair ball is the call. Inning over. Vikings work out of a bases loaded jam. And no runs in that inning for Viterbo as they leave 3 runners on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Valley City State leading 3-0. Bottom of the second inning, Valley City State leading 3-0 over Viterbo as Dagan Morcom steps in for the Vikings. VCSU center fielder and the number 9 hitter in the lineup today. Takes the first pitch from Cale Beckman for a ball. That one's low, ball 2. Vikings scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. RBI double from Caden Rosdeba, 2-run single by Justin Rogers. All 3 of those runs were unearned after an error earlier in the inning, extended VCSU's half inning. 2-1 pitch from Beckman outside for a ball. Viterbo threatened in the top of the second, loaded the bases with a hit and 2 errors. But Christopher Dietrich worked out of the inning, getting a fly out to left field, and then a grounder to third base to end the Viterbo threat. Morcom takes ball 4 for a walk. The leadoff runner on for the Vikings, top of the order stepping in, Dustin Mertz, the VCSU center fielder. Mertz 0 for 1 today, struck out in his first at bat. Lifts this one high in the air behind first base. Echevarria going back, coming on as the right fielder Gurdon in foul territory, and makes the catch, tumbles to the ground. I believe he overran that a little bit with the wind blowing that way, but makes a last-minute adjustment, makes the catch, and Mertz is retired on a foul out. Morcom remains at first base. Jaden Babiak, the Viking shortstop, steps in. Babiak and Morcom get their signals from VCSU head coach Alec DeMaria over in the third base coach's box. Morcom takes his lead, dives back on the pickoff attempt. Vikings had 4 runners picked off in game 2 yesterday. Likely talked about some sort of adjustment to be smarter on the base pass today. That one catches the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Morcom dives back again on the pickoff attempt. Babiak 0 for 1 today, retired in his first at bat. Takes this one high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Beckman comes set for Viterbo and delivers. Morcom takes off, and it's a hit and run. Babiak lines it out towards the left center gap. This one's going to run for a while. Chasing it down is Stoessel. Morcom rounds third. Here's a throw into the shortstop. Gets by him. Dagan Morcom will score, and it's 4-0 Vikings. An RBI double by Jaden Babiak. Hit and run worked out perfectly for Valley City State. Morcom took off on the pitch. Babiak lined it to the left center gap. And Morcom all the way around scores from first base to give the Vikings a 4-0 lead. Second RBI of the series for Jaden Babiak. Chabot steps in, takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Pickoff attempt to second. Babiak turns back. Back in, well ahead of the throw. Chabot yesterday, 2 for 6 at the plate. Also drew a pair of walks. That pitch is outside. Ball 1. 1 out in the inning, 1 run in already for Valley City State. Chabot lines this one deep, foul down the right field line. Beckman ahead in the count, 1-2, and delivers off the plate, ball 2. As we mentioned, Beckman coming off a no-hitter last week. 7-inning no-hit shutout against Dickinson. Viterbo won that game 1-0. Ground ball left side, through the hole for a base hit. Jamel Chabot has his first hit of the day. DeMario will throw up the stop sign to Jaden Babiak as he holds at third. So a single through the left side for Chabot. Babiak moves up to third. Chabot lifted for the courtesy runner, number 21, Hunter Logan. He'll take over first base. And Caden Rosedaba, RBI double in his last at bat. He will hit here with another RBI opportunity, runners on first and third. Quick conference at the mound between the V-Hawks and their coach. As I mentioned, Viterbo won that first game in Beckman's no-hitter last week, 1-0 against Dickinson. They won 2 games, 1-0 in that series, including the first game on day 2. Brandon Jenke, 8-inning shutout. That game went extra innings. Struck out 14 batters in those 8 innings. Potential to see Jenke today in game 2. V-Hawks preserved some of their top arms yesterday as they were on short rest with these games moved up a couple days. Pitch from Beckman to Rosedaba. Outside, ball 1. Another ball off the plate. Hitters count now for Rosedaba. Two-oh pitch on the way. Breaking pitch outside, ball 3. That one just below the knees. 4-pitch walk for Rosedaba. He'll trot down to first. Base is now loaded. Babiak at third, Logan at second. Rosedaba at first, and Kellen Scruggs coming to the plate. Scruggs with 7 RBIs yesterday in doubleheader, including 6 runs batted in game 2. Big opportunity here with the bases loaded. Hit a pair of doubles yesterday. First pitch is a called strike. Vikings already leading 4-0, threatening for more in the bottom of the second. Pitch just below the knees, and it's 1 ball and a strike. Babiak drove in a run already this inning with an RBI double. Logan at second, the courtesy runner for Jamel Chabot, who reached on a single. Breaking pitch catches a corner for a strike. And then Rosedaba over at first, reached on a walk. Scruggs falls behind, 1-2. Awaits the pitch. Breaking pitch just off the plate, and it's 2-2. Scruggs now with 15 RBIs this season. Swings through that one, and Beckman picks up a big strikeout with the bases loaded as Scruggs head back to the dugout. That'll leave it up to Cam Perro for the Vikings. Perro reached on a walk in his first at bat. He's drawn 5 walks already in this series, 4 of them yesterday, and 1 in his first at bat today. Beckman gets a called strike. VCSU leading 4-0. 3 runs in the first, 1 already in the second. Perro a little bit late on that breaking pitch, and it's 0-2. And swing and a miss. Perro goes down swinging on 3 straight pitches as Beckman works out of that bases loaded jam with back-to-back strikeouts, preventing further damage. But the Vikings do score 1 run in the second inning. Pair of hits, including RBI double from Jaden Babiak. No Viterbo errors, and there were 3 runners left on base. After 2 complete, it's Vikings 4, V-Hawks 0.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Top of the third inning, Valley City State leading Viterbo 4-0 here on the VCSU Athletics YouTube. It is the top of the order for Viterbo. Chance Clayman, third baseman, steps in, facing Christopher Dietrich, the Vikings starter, in his third inning of work. Giving up just one hit so far. Breaking pitch. Opens with a strike. Dietrich, 40 pitches, 24 strikes through the first 2 innings. Ground ball, left side, 2-hopper to Babiak, fields it up near his head, throw over, 1-hopper, scooped nicely by Caden Rozdeba. And Clayman is retired, 6-3 putout to open the inning. Nice scoop there by Rosie over at first base. Backhand scoop. John Grana, coach of Viterbo, having a discussion with home plate umpire. He'll go talk to the first base umpire. Maybe some question whether Rozdeba kept his foot on the bag when he made that scoop. Can't imagine this can get overturned, but they'll have the conversation to appease Grana. And the out will stand. So Clayman retired, 6-3 putout, Babiak to Rozdeba. Spencer Hands, second baseman, steps in. Hands 0 for 1 today. Ground ball back towards the middle. Babiak comes over, fields it cleanly, fires over to Rozdeba, and another 6-3 putout. 2 quick outs on just 3 pitches for Christopher Dietrich to open the third inning. Brett Stussel, the center fielder, steps in. First pitch inside for a ball, 1-0 the count. At the knees, called strike. Stussel 0 for 1, struck out in his first at-bat today. Dietrich with 3 strikeouts so far. This one's fouled off the backstop. And the count moves to 1-2. Sun breaking through the clouds, delivering a little bit of warmth on this otherwise cold and windy day. 1-2 delivery from Dietrich at the letters. 2-2 the count. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away. Over to the Viking fans down the third base line. About 5 of them bundled up. Heavy coats, blankets, hoods. The things we go through to watch baseball in the Midwest in the spring. 2-2 just off the plate on the inside corner. Chabot, the Viking catcher, is about ready to head to the dugout. And it's full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dietrich winds and delivers. This one's lifted in the air towards deep right. Mertz going back, giving chase at the fence, measures it, home run. Brett Stussel got that one up in the jet stream and took it out of here. Solo shot for Brett Stussel, and it's 4-1. V-Hawks on the board. As we mentioned, that wind blowing left to right today. Stussel, left-handed hitter, pulled that one high in the air and cleared the fence by a healthy margin for a solo home run. Kyle Suntag, catcher for Viterbo, takes first pitch for a ball. Just first home run of the season for Brett Stussel. There are no distance markers on the fence here that we can see. Talking with some guys yesterday, felt it was a small park, maybe 300 to 315 down the lines. That one's for a ball, 2-0 the count. Valley City's home field, Charlie Brown, for example, comparison is 330 down the lines. 2-0 pitch from Dietrich, breaking pitch outside, ball 3. At the knees for a strike. Suntag 0 for 1 today, struck out in his first at bat. 3-1 is fouled off over the backstop, 3-2 the count. Suntag hit his first home run of the season yesterday. Pinch hit solo shot in game 2. 3-2 delivery. Umpire says that one was off the plate. And it'll be a 2-out walk for Suntag. Trots down to first base and lifted for a courtesy runner. Courtesy runner will be number 37. Matt Monahan. So Monahan at first, the courtesy runner. Gets his lead with 2 outs. Garrett Haying, the designated hitter, takes first pitch for a strike from Dietrich. First walk of the game for Christopher Dietrich. That one's outside for a ball. Coming into today, he'd had 23 walks in 26 innings. One pitch is down. 4-1 Valley City State leading. 3 in the first for the Vikings, 1 in the second. Viterbo getting their 1 run here on a solo home run by Stussel. This one's lifted high towards center field. Morecambe going back, giving chase at the fence. Makes a catch just a few steps in front of the wall. And Haying is retired on a deep fly ball to center field. And the Vikings set the V-Hawks down here in the top of the 3rd. But they do get 1 run, solo home run by Brett Stussel. And it's 4-1 Vikings as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. We've already given out more than $75,000 to students in North Dakota this year. Let us help you become the next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Justin Rogers will lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning for Valley City State. Rogers 1 for 1 today with a 2-run single in his first at bat. Pulling the first pitch through the right side and scoring a pair of runs. Rogers getting the start at second base today for the Vikings. 1-1 the count from Beckman. Cale Beckman in his third inning of work. Pitch count up there so far. 61 pitches through the first 2 innings. That one's called strike. Out of those 61 pitches, 35 for strikes. 1-2 delivery to Rogers. Swings through it. Rogers goes down swinging. 4th strikeout of the game for Beckman. He's now struck out the last 3 hitters he's faced. Worked out of a bases loaded jam in the bottom of the 2nd with a pair of strikeouts. Cody Wielgosh will bat for Valley City State. Shows bunt, bunts it right back to Beckman, and he'll fire over to first for an easy put out. Wielgosh trying to bunt for a hit, but put it right back to the pitcher instead of getting it down the line. So he's retired 1-3. 2 quick outs for Beckman on just 5 pitches to start the bottom of the 3rd. Dagan Morecambe, the Viking center fielder, will bat. Takes first pitch low and inside. That one's fouled off the backstop. 2-1 the count. Just a bit low on that one. Just below the knees. Count runs to 3 balls and a strike. And Morecambe works a walk. So 2-out walk to Dagan Morecambe. Vikings will turn the order over. Dustin Mertz, right fielder, steps in. Mertz 5 for 6 yesterday in the doubleheader. 0 for 2 so far today with a strikeout and then a foul out down the right field line. Breaking pitch for a strike. Morecambe, conservative lead over at first base, held on by Echevarria. Pitch down the middle, but just a little low below the knees. Two balls, 1 strike the count. Mertz off the end of the bat. A dribbler to Echevarria, who fields it and steps on the bag. And Valley City State retired in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mertz out 3 unassisted. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base after a 2-out walk. After 3 complete, it's Vikings 4, Vhawks 1. Top of the 4th inning, Valley City State leading Viterbo 4-1. Leading off for the Vhawks, Jared Gurdon, the right fielder. Gurdon 0 for 1 today. Facing Christopher Dietrich, the Vikings starter, into his 4th inning. First pitch inside, hit him. And Gurdon will trot down to first base. Leadoff hit by pitch. And the opening batter is on for Viterbo. 60 pitches through the first 3 innings for Christopher Dietrich, 34 for strikes. And he'll have to work around a leadoff runner here in the top of the 4th. Roberto Echevarria steps in for the Vihawks, getting the start at first base today. 0 for 1. Gurdon takes his lead at first, pitch inside, gets away from the catcher, and running down to second base will be Gurdon. That pitch, healthy margin inside. I'm going to go with a wild pitch on that one. Almost hit Echevarria, except he backed out of the way. So Gurdon down to second on a wild pitch. And Echevarria heading the count 1-0. Now shows bunt, pulls it back. Pitch off the plate, 2-0 the count. Vihawks laid down 4 bunts in Game 1 yesterday. That 5-4 Viking victory. Game 2, Valley City State jumped ahead 10-1. So bunting opportunities really taken out of play for Viterbo. Chabot and Dietrich will have a quick conference. A little bit of activity down in the Viking bullpen. A few guys starting to get loose and warm up. Jacob Marks, number 55, has the warm-up off, working on the bullpen mound. Gurdon at second base, reached on a hit by pitch, moved to second on a wild pitch. Echevarria again showing bunt, lays this one down right back towards Dietrich. He'll take the sure out to first base, over to Rogers, who covered from second base. So sack bunt for Echevarria, moving Gurdon to third. Vihawks electing to put the runner on third with 1 out. Pitch for Dietrich. Catches the outside corner for a called strike to Marcus Hornacek. Hornacek, the left fielder for Viterbo. Breaking pitch inside for a ball, 1-1. Fouled off. Bounces off the backstop netting. Umpire will grab it, put it back in the bag. 1-2, Dietrich ahead in the count now. Pitch in the dirt, knocked down nicely by Chabot, keeps it in front of him. And keeping the runner, Gurdon, over at third. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Hornacek. VCSU middle infield is back. Will concede the run on a ground out, and that's just what this is. A chopper towards second base. Rogers fields, throws over to first. Got him just in time. Nice play by Justin Rogers, getting the speedy Marcus Hornacek, who's trying to leg out an infield single on that high chopper. The run will score, but Hornacek retired on the 4-3 putout. So an RBI ground out for Marcus Hornacek. Gurdon scores from third, and it's 4-2. That one off the backstop as Ryan Mesa takes first pitch for a ball. Concrete block backstop here at Drake Field. Ball has been bouncing hard off that backstop on wild pitches. Coming about halfway back to the catcher. That one came actually all the way back into fair territory. Pitch in the dirt, and it's 2-0 the count. Three balls, no strikes. to Ryan Mesa, the number 9 hitter for Viterbo. Mesa 0 for 1. Takes pitch inside, ball 4. 2-out walk issued. Valley City State leading 4-2. 3 runs in the first for the Vikings, 1 in the second. V-Hawks put up 1 in the third. Solo home run by Stussel. And now 1 in the fourth. RBI ground out from Hornacek. Top of the order, Chance Clayman, right-handed hitter. Fouls this one off over the V-Hawk dugout down the first base line. Playing on Drake Field, part of a larger complex, Codwell Park, here in Mitchell. Several softball diamonds. Fast pitch softball for Dakota Wesleyan just next door. Main baseball stadium that's home of the South Dakota State Tournament. Runner takes off, throw down over the top of Rogers. Stolen base for Ryan Mesa as he slides safely into second. So Mesa into scoring position. As we mentioned, Codwell Park again has another baseball stadium, home of the state amateur tournament here in South Dakota. This is Dakota Wesleyan's home field. Also have Dakota Wesleyan softball field here. There's a Little League baseball field behind here. It's just a beautiful baseball softball facility here, Codwell Park. Wild pitch in the dirt, gets away to the backstop. And Mesa moves up to third. So a 2-out walk, a stolen base, and a wild pitch. And now Mesa just 90 feet away. 2-1 the count to Clayman. Dietrich delivers. Called strike, inside corner. Painted the black with that one. Dietrich up to 76 pitches here in the top of the fourth. 2-2 grounded over the top of Dietrich. Babiak charging, fields in front of second base, throws on the run, and Clayman is retired. Nice play by the shortstop, Jaden Babiak. And the Vikings retire Viterbo in the top of the fourth inning. They do score 1 run, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. After 3.5, it's Vikings 4, V-Hawks 2. Bottom of the fourth inning, Valley City State leading Viterbo 4-2. Pitching change for the V-Hawks here. Into the game, right-hander number 32, Jake O'Neill. O'Neill has made 6 appearances this season, all of them starts. 0-5 on the year in 24 innings. He's got a 5.6 ERA. He's given up 33 hits. Opponents batting .317 against Jake. Leading off for the Vikings is Jaden Babiak, the Vikings shortstop. First pitch swinging, foul down the first baseline. Babiak 1 for 2 today with an RBI double in the second inning. Hit and run. Morcom took off from first base on the pitch, and Babiak lined a double to the left center gap, scoring Morcom. The time gave the Vikings a 4-0 lead. V-Hawks have chipped away a single run in the third and a single run in the fourth. Babiak takes that one outside for a ball. 1-2 delivery. Catches the outside corner. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking pitch. And Babiak retired. Strikeout by O'Neill. Jamel Chabot, the Viking catcher, will step in. Chabot 1 for 2 today. Four runs on 4 hits for the Vikings. 2 runs on 2 hits for Viterbo. Chabot lines this one back at the middle off the foot of O'Neill, and he'll have no chance to get Chabot at first. So line drive single for Chabot. Hit O'Neill, I believe, in the leg somewhere, and settled between the pitcher's mound and second base. Umpire and coach will come out, have a quick conversation, make sure he's okay. So an infield single for Jamel Chabot. Heavily lifted for courtesy runner Hunter Logan over at first base. And O'Neill appears to be fine. Caden Rosdeba, Viking first baseman, will bat. Rosdeba 1 for 1 today with an RBI. An RBI double in the first inning. Logan takes his lead at first. First pitch called strike. Pickoff attempt to first base. Logan dives back safely. Rosebus swings through this one, and count runs 0-2. One out in the inning. Jaden Babiak retired by strikeout to start the inning. Rosebus takes that one for a ball. And called strike on the corner. Rosdeba retired, second strikeout of the inning for Jake O'Neill. Leaves it up to Kellen Scruggs, the Viking DH today. Pickoff attempt at first, not in time. Scruggs 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Had 4 hits in yesterday's doubleheader, 7 RBIs. Called strike. Jacob Marks continuing to get loose in the Viking bullpen. Scruggs lifts this one out towards left field, down the line, going to bounce in front of the left fielder. Logan rounds for second, heads for third. Scruggs digging for second in time ahead of the throw. It's a 2-out double for Kellen Scruggs, and it's runners on second and third for Campero. So Scruggs lines that one to left. And then hustles into second base. Did not run all the way to the wall. Hornacek ran it down, kind of in the corner. But far enough into the corner that Scruggs was able to get 2. I'll have a pinch hitter here for Campero. Judson Celiscar will step in. Celiscar, the big lefty from Helena, Montana, junior. Had a pinch hit single yesterday in his lone at bat. Called on here in an RBI opportunity. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch low, ball 1. One-0 pitch to Celiscar. High and outside, ball 2. Judson now 10 for 47 on the season, batting around 200. Has 5 RBIs. Awaits a 2-0 pitch, low and inside, ball 3. If he reaches, Justin Rogers waits on deck. Rogers already has a 2-run single to his credit in this game. Celiscar awaits the 3-0. Catches the corner as O'Neill gets a strike. Hunter Logan at third, Kellen Scruggs at second. 3-1 pitch to Celiscar. This one's lifted towards right field, a sinking liner. And did he make the catch? He did. Jared Gurdon made a catch on a rocket line drive by Judson Celiscar. That was sinking in front of him. Caught it as he rolled to the ground. So a great play by Gurdon to save at least 2 runs. As Valley City State is out in the bottom of the 4th off the great catch by Gurdon. So no runs in the inning, a pair of hits, 2 runners stranded for Valley City State, and that catch by Gurdon saved a pair of runs for Viterbo. Due up its hands, Stussel and Sontag, top of the 5th, up next. Pitching change for the Vikings here in the top of the 5th inning. Jacob Marks enters the game on the mound. Junior right-hander from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Marks making his 6th appearance of the season. He's thrown 12 2/3 innings so far this year, 7.1 ERA. In those 12 innings, allowed 19 hits, 10 earned runs. He's walked 6 and struck out 10. Opponents batting .345 against Marks. So Christopher Dietrich went 4 innings for the Vikings to start this one. Final line on Dietrich, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs, walked 2 and struck out 3. So a solid start for Christopher Dietrich. He's put the Vikings in position here, leading 4-2 heading into the top of the 5th. 7-inning game today, so Dietrich going 4 innings will be in line for the win if the Vikings can hold on. Jared Gurdon, right fielder for Viterbo, just made a diving catch a few moments ago to save a pair of runs there in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the V-Hawks will send up their 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the top of the 5th. Spencer Hands, the second baseman. He'll be followed by Brett Stussel and Kyle Sontag. 3rd time through the order here for Viterbo. Jacob Marks starts with a called strike down the middle. Marks has made 2 starts this season. This will be his 4th appearance out of the pen. Another called strike at the knees, 0-2 the count. Hands 0 for 2 so far today. That one in the dirt, ball 1. One-two pitch from Jacob Marks. Ground ball back up the middle. Rogers tries to make a diving stop, and he'll kick off his glove into center field. So a leadoff single for Spencer Hands. And the V-Hawks are in business to start the 5th inning. Up to 41 degrees in Mitchell, a little bit of sunshine poking through. Wind still around 17 miles an hour. Blowing out towards that right field corner. Feels like temperature above freezing now, up to 33 for the feels like. 41 real temp, air temperature. First pitch is a ball. To Brett Stussel, solo home run for Stussel in the top of the 3rd inning. So he is 1 for 2 today, also a strikeout. Tries to bunt this one, bunts it in the air out of play over the backstop. Taking off on the pitch was Hands. Hands with 1 stolen base so far this season. Takes his lead, throw over, not in time. Christopher Dietrich started on the mound for the Vikings, went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs. Now Jacob Marks taking over. Pitch high and outside for a ball. Two-one pitch, also outside, ball 3. And umpire out in the field telling Marks to throw that ball into the dugout. Cameron Pitts, the Viking GA, inspecting it, and they'll take it out of play. This one's lifted in the air towards deep right field. No doubter. Mertz turns, does not even look up. A 2-run bomb for Brett Stussel, his 2nd home run of the game, and we are all tied up 4-4 as Brett Stussel ties it up with a deep home run to right field. Well, no doubt about that one. Everybody in the stadium knew that one off the bat. Wind blowing out to right, not needed for that one. So we're all tied up, 4-4. V-Hawks have scored the last 4 runs. And VCSU led 4-0 after 2 innings. Now the V-Hawks, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th to tie it up. Kyle Suntag, the catcher, takes a breaking pitch for a strike. In the dirt, 1-1 the count. Marks kicks and delivers the 1-1. Called, strike 2. 1-2. Suntag, the cleanup hitter for Viterbo, tries to check his swing. Called, strike 3. And Jacob Marks picks up a big strikeout. First out of the inning. Trying to gain the momentum back after that 2-run home run by Stussel. Designated hitter for the V-Hawks, Garrett Haying, steps in. Haying 1 for 2 today. First pitch, low and outside. On the season, Hang, a 174 hitter, 4 for 23 coming into today. Ground ball foul. And 1-1 the count. One pitch from Marks, and Hang swings through it. 1-2. Waiting on deck, Jared Gurdon, right fielder for the V-Hawks. Marks close on that one, just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hang, right-handed hitter, really on top of the plate. That back foot actually across the front line of the batter's box. Lines this one out towards left field. Coming on, it'll fall in front of Campero. So a 1-out single for Garrett Hang. Just out to left field, kind of died into that wind. No chance for Pero to catch up to it. Hang at first with a 1-out single. Jared Gurdon steps in. Gurdon 0 for 1 today. Did save a pair of runs last inning with a great defensive play out in right field. He bats now with Hang at first base and 1 out. Breaking pitch by Marks. Across for a strike. Throw over to first. Close play. Diving back safely though is Hang. Again, another throw over. This one kicks away from Rozdeba, and it rolls into the V-Hawk dugout. So that'll be out of play, and that will allow Hang to advance. I believe that maybe actually hit Hang on his dive back. Runner advances, so there has to be an error. I think that an error on probably Rozdeba. Seemed like a throw over he should have handled. So Hang moves up to second. Marks his pitch. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Now Alec DeMary, head coach of the Vikings, coming out to talk. In that pickoff attempt. Kicked off to Rozdeba's glove and I believe bounced off the back of Hang. And that skipped over into the V-Hawk dugout out of play. Ball goes out of play, runner moves up a base. So that allows Hang to go to second. More activity in the Viking bullpen. For 23, Riley Resnick. Tall left-handed pitcher starting to get loose for the Vikings. 4-4 ball game. Vikings led 4-0, but V-Hawks have scored the last 4 to tie it up. Jacob Marks, 1-1 pitch on the way in the dirt. Gurdon checked his swing, and it's 2-1 the count. Gurdon this season batting 167, 6 out of 36 coming into today. Called strike for Marks. V-Hawks playing this game without their top hitter, Blake Warner. Not in the lineup here for Game 3 of our series. Had 6 hits yesterday, including a pair of home runs out of that leadoff position. Swing and a miss for Gurdon, pitch in the dirt, and Chabot will tag him for the putout. So big strikeout for Jacob Marks as Gurdon goes down swinging. And now Jacob Marks just 1 out away from stranding Hang at second base. Roberto Echevarria, first baseman for the V-Hawks, steps in. playing today in place of Warner, who played first base yesterday. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch, and Marks ahead in the count 0-1. Echevarria 0 for 1 today. Still looking for his first hit of the season, 0 for 7 in limited playing time. Marks kicks and delivers in the dirt. Wild pitch to the backstop, and Hang will move up a bag to third. As we mentioned, Echevarria hitless this season, 0 for 7. Obviously want to challenge him, make him earn that run at third. This one's pulled down the third base line, foul, just inside the bag. And now the count 1-2. 4-4 your score. Vhawks tied it up this inning. 2-run home run by Brett Stussel, his second home run of the game. Scheduled for 7 innings here in game 1. 1-2 pitch, froze him on the inside corner. No, they did not get the call. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Marks went with the fastball on the inside. Echevarria awaits the 2-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch, and Marks strands the runner at third with the strikeout. But not before the Vhawks get 2 runs in the inning. 2-run home by Brett Stussel ties the game up. They scored their 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Viking error and 1 runner left on after 4.5. We're all knotted up at 4. Vikings coming to bat.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bottom of the 5th inning, we're all tied up 4-4, Vikings and Vhawks. Justin Rogers to lead off for the Vikings, the VCSU second baseman, facing Jake O'Neill. O'Neill in his second inning of work came on in relief in the 4th inning. Rogers takes the first pitch for a ball. This one fouled away out of play. Rogers 1 for 2 today, 2 RBIs and a strikeout. Had a 2-run single in the 1st inning for VCSU. Part of that early 4 runs for the Vikings in the 1st and 2nd innings to go up 4-0. But now we're all tied up 4-4. Swings through that one. 1-2 the count. Ground ball right side. Echevarria fields it behind the bag in fair territory, and he'll run to beat Rogers to first base as Justin Rogers retired on a ground out, 3 unassisted. VCSU third baseman Cody Wielgosh steps in. Wielgosh 0 for 2 in this game. Had his first collegiate home run yesterday. 2-run bomb in the 2nd game, part of that 12-8 Viking victory. Takes the first pitch outside and high. On the outside corner, called strike. I feel like that was the same spot that Marks did not get the call for earlier last inning. Wheelgosh out in front of that one, 1-2. Pitch in the dirt, and we're back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wheelgosh fouls that one off. Waiting on deck, Dagan Morcom, the number 9 hitter for the Vikings. Third time through the order here for VCSU. Swing and a miss. Wheelgosh goes down on strikes. Second out of the inning. And Dagan Morcom steps in. Morcom has drawn 2 walks in his first 2 at-bats. Scored 1 of the runs for VCSU. Fouls this one away over the top of the Viking dugout. Takes that one low and inside. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss as Morcom falls behind 1-2. Viking bullpen quiet. Marks likely coming out for another inning after settling in and working out of that. Top of the 5th with a couple strikeouts. Morcom takes it outside for ball 2. Waits a 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards third base. Charging in is Clayman. He'll field, throw on the run. Gets Morcom by 2 steps, and the Vikings retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on. After 5 complete, we're all tied 4-4. V-Hawks coming to bat.
Hey college students, are you looking for a part-time job that works around your schedule, pays well, and gives you free money for college every year? McDonald's offers all of it. We can work around your schedule, and we give $2,500 scholarships to everyone who works for 3 months and averages 15 hours per week. That's 2 full shifts a week or 3 shifts of 5 hours. It's that easy. We've already given out more than $75,000 to students in North Dakota this year. Let us help you become the next scholarship recipient. Come join our team. Text ND29 to 38000 to apply today.
Top of the 6th inning, Valley City State and Viterbo tied up at 4-4. Game 1 of today's doubleheader, Game 3 of our 4-game series here in Mitchell, South Dakota. Jacob Marks back on the mound, 2nd inning of work for the Vikings. Gets Marcus Hornacek to swing through the first offering. 8-9-1 due up here for Viterbo, Hornacek, Mesa, and then Clayman at the top of the order. A 1 pitch off the plate. Three runs in the first inning for Valley City State, 1 in the second to go up 4-0. This one's lined toward the right side. One hopper actually to Rozdeba. He'll flip to Marks, who runs over to cover. And a 3-1 put out to retire Hornacek. Again, Vikings led 3 in the first, 1 in the second to go up 4-0. Then Vhawks have scored each of their last 3 at-bats, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. Opening batter, though, retired here in the top of the 6th. Ryan Mesa, the shortstop, steps in. Mesa 0 for 1 today. Awaits the first pitch from Marks. Called strike. Mesa also walked in one of his at-bats. Swings through that one, and it's 0-2. Marks with 3 strikeouts. Actually struck out the side in the top of the 5th, but did give up a 2-run home run to Stoessel to tie the game. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Morecambe coming over, ball tailing back towards him, and he'll make the catch in the gap. Ryan Mesa retired on a fly out to center. And 2 quick outs here in the top of the 6th. Top of the order now for Viterbo, Chance Clayman. Clayman 0 for 3 so far today. Struck out 1 time. A pitch off the plate. Marks 35 pitches, 22 strikes. Got an inning and 2/3 so far, and he hits Clayman in the back. That pitch got away from him. So Clayman reaches on a 2-out hit by pitch. Spencer Hands will bat for Viterbo. Hands 1 for 3 today. He scored a run. Clayman at first, conservative lead. Pitch inside to Hands, ball 1. Vikings will have the top of the order coming up in the 6th inning. Mertz, Babiak, and Chabot. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. 4 runs on 5 hits for Viterbo. They've committed 1 error. VCSU has 4 runs on 6 hits. The Vikings have committed 3 errors. 1-1 pitch from Mark. Clayman takes off, pitch inside. Chabot won't even throw down. Great jump by Clayman. And he'll go down to second with a stolen base. Pitch was a ball, so 2-1 the count. Mentioned that 1 error by Viterbo. That did come back to haunt them. Allowed 3 unearned runs to score in the 1st inning. VCSU 3 errors have not haunted them. Been able to work out of those innings where they had errors so far today. 2-1 pitch, also inside, ball 3. Alec DeMaria, head coach of the Vikings, will make a mid-at-bat pitching change. Calling for Riley Resnick out of the pen. So that'll be it for Jacob Marks. We'll take a short break, come back with the numbers on Resnick, who enters into the game on a 3-1 count and a runner at second base. New pitcher in the game for the Vikings, Riley Resnick, the 6'3 left-hander for Valley City State. Resnick making his 5th appearance of the season. He's thrown 6 1/3 innings so far, given up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, walked 5, struck out 11, striking out almost 2 batters an inning. Riley Resnick, he's got a 5.6 ERA. He'll come in with a 3-1 count against Spencer Hands. Vikings head coach Alec DeMaria making a mid-at-bat pitching change. It's happened several times this year, so we've looked up some of the scoring rules. The pitcher comes in with a 3-0 or 3-1 count and he walks him. That walk actually goes to the previous pitcher. So if Hands would walk against Resnick here, that walk would be credited to Jacob Marks. Any other result of the at-bat, though, would go to Resnick. The thought is because he comes in at a disadvantage, it's not fair to charge him with a walk if he throws one pitch. So Resnick against Hands, 3-1 the count. Out at second base is Chance Clayman. Clayman hit by a pitch and then moved to second on a stolen base. And the 3-1 pitch outside for a ball, and Hands walks. So that walk credited to Jacob Marks, the previous pitcher. So now Resnick, the left-hander, will face the lefty Brett Stussel. And Stussel has been the hot bat so far today for Viterbo. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, coming on home runs. A solo home run and a 2-run home run. And he bats here with 2 runners on, 2 outs, top of the 6th. A big spot. Pitch from Resnick, hits the outside corner, called strike. Stussel had no home runs coming into today, but he's hit 2 already. Resnick breaking pitch just off the plate, and we're even up 1 ball and a strike. Resnick kicks, delivers the 1-1. Breaking pitch inside. And 2-1 the count now to Stussel. Waiting on deck, Kyle Suntag, the catcher for Viterbo. Again, tie game, top of the 6th. This scheduled to be a 7-inning game. 2-1 delivery from Resnick outside. Ball 3. A few more arms getting loose in the Viking bullpen. It's like Jay Mendez. And number 30, Brendan Burke, both getting loose. Pair of right-handers. 3-1 pitch, called strike, and Resnick works back to full. 3-2 to Stussel. 2 outs. Runners will be moving on the pitch. Go-ahead run right now at second base and Chance Clayman. Resnick delivers a 3-2. Called strike 3. Riley Resnick works out of a jam with a strikeout, and the Vikings preserve that 4-4 score as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Well, Riley Resnick coming in to get the lefty Stussel, and he does his job. Count runs full. He strikes him out with a fastball, and they strand a pair of runners on. No runs, no hits, no errors. Those 2 runners left on reached on hit by pitch and a walk. But Resnick works out of the jam, and the Vikings will send the top of the order to bat up next. Tie game, bottom of the 6th inning. Riley Resnick with the big strikeout of Brett Stussel in the top half of the inning for Valley City State to preserve this 4-4 lead. And the Vikings will send the top of the order to the plate. Dustin Mertz, Jaden Babiak, and Jamel Chabot, scheduled hitters for Valley City State. Jake O'Neill on the mound for the V-Hawks in his 3rd inning. Mertz takes the first pitch for a ball. O'Neill has not given up a run. No walks, and he struck out 3. Been very effective in his relief appearance. 1-1 the count now to Mertz, who's 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. Had 5 hits yesterday in the doubleheader. Takes that one for a called strike. And 1-2 the count. Pitch in the dirt. Ball 2. Two grounded towards third base and actually off of Mertz's foot, so it'll be a foul ball. Resnick walking around on the dugout, beyond the dugout for VCSU, trying to stay loose. Have to imagine he may stay in the game, and that one hits Mertz, I believe on the hand or the wrist. Mertz in a little bit of pain, holding elbow or forearm there. But it'll be a leadoff base runner for the Vikings as Dustin Mertz walks down to first base, hit by a pitch, representing the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jaden Babiak to bat for the Vikings, 1 for 3 today. RBI double in the 1st inning. Correction, 2nd inning for Babiak. Tries to lay down a bunt. This one fielded by the pitcher O'Neill. Fumbles it a little bit, and Babiak will beat it out. So O'Neill fielded it cleanly, but fumbled the exchange to his hand, and then kind of slipped as he went to throw. And Jaden Babiak beats that one out down the line. Gonna go with an error, though, on O'Neill on that exchange. But Babiak will be credited with the sac bunt. So it'll be reach on an E1 sac bunt, and Mertz moves over to second. And the go-ahead run now in scoring position with Dustin Mertz at second. Babiak over at first, and no outs so far in the inning. Jamel Chabot, the Viking catcher, 2 for 3 so far today. He'll bat. Conference on the mound for Viterbo. Jamel Chabot awaits the pitch. 2 runners on, no outs in the 6th inning. Shows bunt and tries to get it down and misses. Throw down to second, not in time as Mertz dives back safely. So Chabot falls behind in the count. 0-1 after the failed bunt attempt. Caden Rosedebo waits on deck. Chabot again squaring to bunt. First baseman charging, pulls back, pitch high and inside. Chabot had to dive back out of the way to avoid getting hit. Third baseman staying home, Clayman, and it's Echevarria, the first baseman, way in on the grass. Again, Chabot squares to bunt. Echevarria creeping in. Halfway home already, and this one laid nicely down the third base line. O'Neill, the pitcher, scrambles over. The throw down, not in time, gets past the first baseman. Mertz will score. Babiak to third, Chabot to second, and the Vikings have taken a 5-4 lead. Great bunt there by Chabot. With the third baseman staying home, he was able to pull that down the third baseline best he could, force the pitcher to field it, and the throw was wide up the line. Past the second baseman, Hands, who was covering. Pitch to Caden Rosdeba, cross for a strike. That one hits him, and Rosdeba, hit by a pitch, will load the bases. And with Rosdeba hit by a pitch, loading the bases, that will bring about a pitching change for Viterbo. That'll be it for Jake O'Neill. We'll come back with the new pitcher and details. Vikings leading 5-4, bottom of the sixth. New pitcher for Viterbo, left-handed pitcher, sophomore number 3, Ryan Gill, out of Wisconsin. He'll face Kellen Scruggs in a big situation, bases loaded. Vikings with 1 run already this inning, trying to break it wide open as they lead 5-4, bottom of the sixth. Scruggs takes the first pitch high for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Kellen Scruggs, 1-1. Gill this season making just his 3rd appearance. He's thrown 2 1/3 innings so far, given up 5 earned runs. And the 1-1 delivery paints the inside corner. Called strike, 1-2. One-two pitch, swing and a miss. And Kellen Scruggs goes down swinging. So Ryan Gill into the game for Viterbo. Does his job right away, getting a bases loaded strikeout for out number 1. We'll have another pinch hitter here. Number 29, Anthony Madsen. Freshman right-handed hitter for the Vikings will come in for Pero. And that will be the end of the day for Pero, who was pinch hit for earlier and re-entered. So Anthony Madsen did not play yesterday. .238 hitter on the season, 15 hits and 63 at-bats. 6 extra base hits, 10 RBIs. RBI opportunity here, bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch fouled off the backstop. Jaden Babiak at third. Courtesy runner Hunter Logan at second. And Caden Rosdaba at first. Bases full of Vikings. Madsen takes a pitch for ball 1. 1 run in already this inning. Dustin Mertz scoring after a throwing error on a bunt by Chabot. Madsen swings through that one. 1-1-2 the count. One-two pitch to Madsen. Fouled away. He stays alive. Gill, just 2 strikeouts in 12 at-bats. But got a big strikeout of Kellen Scruggs to open his appearance here. Just off the plate for ball 2. Waiting on deck, Torrey Nelson. Looks like we'll have another pinch hitter for the Vikings. Nelson would bat for Justin Rogers, and Madsen swings and misses. So Ryan Gill, back-to-back strikeouts with the bases loaded. And he's now 1 out away from limiting this Viking rally. And it will be Torrey Nelson, pinch hitter for the Vikings, in for Justin Rogers. Nelson swings at the first pitch, fouls it straight back. .11 pitches, 8 strikes so far for Ryan Gill, who's come in and recorded 2 strikeouts with the bases loaded. The left-hander kicks and delivers. This one's lined out towards right field beyond the second baseman, but another diving catch made by Jared Gurdon. Lays out for this one in the shallow right center gap. And once again, Gurdon saving at least 2 more runs with a great catch in the outfield. But the Vikings do score 1 in that inning, and they take the lead 5-4 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. So 1 run on 1 hit. There were 2 Vihawk errors. The 1 run was unearned, and the Vikings leave 3 runners on as Ryan Gill comes in, strikes out 2 batters, and then Torrey Nelson lines it to the right center gap, but a diving catch made by Gurdon to save some runs. The Vihawks will stay alive as we head to the 7th, but the Vikings, leading by 1, will send Riley Resnick back out to finish this one off. Defensive changes for the Vikings. Christian Ramirez enters the game and will play left field. So he'll enter in that number 6 spot. originally held by Perro. Madsen pinch hit in that last inning. And now Ramirez will enter to play left. And Justin Rogers, who is pinch hit for by Nelson Rogers, will re-enter and play second base. So Rogers at second, Ramirez in left field. Riley Resnick on the mound for the Vikings. Got a strikeout to end the last inning. And now is the pitcher of record after the Vikings scored a run in the bottom of the sixth to take a 5-4 lead. First pitch to Kyle Suntag, a called strike. Breaking pitch outside for a ball, 1-1 the count. Suntag 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. Again, this game just scheduled for 7 innings, so we are in the top of the 7th. Last chance here for Viterbo as they trail 5-4. 1-1 pitch from the big lefty Resnick. Called strike on the inside corner, 1-2. This one a dribbler towards the Viking dugout, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. And the pitch from Resnick, grounded right back to him. He'll field it on 2 hops, turns, throws to Rostaba, and Suntag is retired on a 1-3 putout. So big first out of the inning, Riley Resnick retiring Suntag on a weak ground ball. Garrett Hang, the designated hitter, steps in, number 5 hitter for the V-Hawks. Hang is 2 for 3 so far today. Resnick, the 6'3" lefty, delivers, called strike on the outside half. And works ahead in the count 0-1, 12 pitches, 8 strikes so far for Resnick. Fouls that one down the first base line. And 0-2 the count. Vikings leading 5-4, 2 outs away from preserving another victory. Again, VCSU won both games yesterday, 5-4 in game 1, 12-8 in game 2. Here's the 0-2 from Resnick. Ground ball foul down the third base line. Jay Mendez and Brendan Burke both staying loose in the Viking bullpen in case Resnick runs into any trouble here. 0-2 pitch. Just inside. Hang is just basically on top of the plate. Like both his feet were across that, his toes were across that inside chalk line. That one almost hit him, even though it was just a couple inches inside. And 1-2 the count. Outside, ball 2. Two pitch from Resnick. This one's lifted in the air towards shallow right. Rogers going back. Coming on is Mertz. Mertz goes to his knees and makes a sliding catch for the second out of the inning. Good read by Dustin Mertz, charging hard on that one and going to his knees as he makes the grab. Answering some of those nice plays in right field by Gurdon that have saved some runs. And now Mertz with a nice play of his own to retire Hang for the second out of the inning. VCSU now 1 out away from winning game 1. We'll have a pinch hitter for Viterbo. Number 17, Cody Wells. 17, Cody Wells steps in, right-handed hitter. He's hitting for Jared Gurdon. So Cody Wells awaits the pitch from the lefty. Swing and a miss on a fastball. And Resnick again ahead in the count, 0-1. 5-4 Vikings leading, 1 out away. 0-1 pitch in the dirt. We're even up 1 ball and a strike. Resnick working out of the stretch. 1-1, called strike right down the middle, belt high. Good tail on that fastball from Resnick. And now the count 1-2. 5-4, Vikings leading. 1-2 pitch on the way from Riley Resnick. Bounces in front of the plate, knocked down by Chabot. And we're back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck for Viterbo, number 6, Ryder Mortensen. He would be a pinch hitter if he gets an opportunity here. But it's deuces on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Resnick delivers. High fastball, just getting a piece of it though is Cody Wells, fouling it out of play behind home plate. And we'll do the 2-2 again. Two-two pitch from Riley Resnick. Again, fouled off. Again, went with that high fastball, and Cody Wells staying alive. Four runs on 5 hits for the V-Hawks, 5 runs on 6 hits for the Vikings. 2-2 delivery. Lifted in the air, left field, that'll drop for a hit. So a 2-out single for Cody Wells, and the V-Hawks stay alive. So Wells fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches, and then found one he liked, lined it into left field for a single. Mentioned another pinch hitter here, number 6. Ryder Mortensen, right-handed sophomore from Salt Lake City, Utah. He will bat for Roberto Echevarria. Mortensen, 300 hitter, 3 hits and 10 at-bats so far this season. Takes the first pitch for a called strike at the belt. Cody Wells at first base with a 2-out single to keep the V-Hawks alive. Resnick checks him with a throw over. Wells with 1 stolen base so far this season. Conservative lead right now at first base. Mortensen awaits the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Off speed. And it's 0-2. Resnick 1 strike away from finishing off this Viking victory. Lefty high leg kick delivers the 0-2 swing and a miss. Riley Resnick strikes out Ryder Mortensen to end the game, and the Vikings take Game 3 of the series by a score of 5-4. Well, Riley Resnick, big relief appearance for VCSU, got a strikeout to work out of jam in the 6th inning, and then worked a pretty clean 7th, allowing just 1 hit as he picks up the win in relief, and the Vikings pick up Game 3 win here in the series. They have now taken Game 1 5-4, Game 2 12-8, and Game 3 5-4. They'll go for the series sweep coming up next in about 25 minutes. We'll take a short break, come back with your final numbers here from Game 1. Valley City State takes game 1 today by a final score of 5-4 in our 7-inning contest here as part of the North Star Athletic Association doubleheader. Vikings are now 11-17 overall. They are 3-4 in conference play, winning the first 3 games of the series. Viterbo drops to 4-27 overall. They are now 3-4 in the conference. Taking a look at the numbers for this one, Viterbo scored their 4 runs on 6 hits. They committed 3 errors. The Vikings scored 5 runs on 7 hits, and they committed 3 errors as well. VCSU led early 4-0. They scored 3 in the first, 1 in the second. The V-Hawks fought back 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth to tie the game up at 4-4. VCSU able to push across the game-winning run in the bottom of the 6th as Dustin Mertz scored after Jamel Chabot bunted for a single, and then the throw sailed past the first baseman, allowing Mertz to score on that throwing error. That was the eventual game-winning run as the Vikings win 5-4. Offensively, Jamel Chabot 3 for 4 for the Vikings. Single hits by Justin Rogers, had a 2-run single. Another hit by Kellen Scruggs. Caden Rosedebo 1 for 2 with an RBI double, and Jaden Babiak 1 for 3 with an RBI double as well. For Viterbo, they were led by Brett Stussel. Center fielder had a pair of home runs. He finished the game 2 for 4, scored twice, drove in 3, a solo home run and a 2-run home run for Stussel, his first 2 home runs of the season. And Garrett Hang went 2 for 4 at the plate for Viterbo. Single hits by Spencer Hands and Cody Wells with a pinch hit single in the 7th inning. On the mound, Christopher Dietrich starts for the Vikings, goes 4 innings, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs. He walked 2 and struck out 3, so a solid start for Dietrich. Jacob Marks worked an inning and 2/3, allowing 3 hits and 2 runs. He walked 1 and struck out 3. And then Riley Resnick picks up the win for Valley City State. He worked 1 1/3 innings, gave up just 1 hit, no runs, did not walk a batter, and struck out 2. Again, he faced 5 batters, retired 4 of them, allowing just that 1 hit. So Riley Resnick, a great relief appearance, got a strikeout to end the 6th inning and strand a couple runners on, and then worked a pretty clean 7th, allowing just 1 hit to preserve the victory. Resnick picks up his first win of the season. For Viterbo, Cale Beckman started on the mound, worked 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs. Only 1 of those was earned. He walked 4 and struck out 4. Jake O'Neill took the loss. He pitched 2 innings in relief. Was really good, actually. Allowed just 3 hits and 1 run, which was unearned. Did not walk a batter and struck out 3. So really a hard luck loss for Jake O'Neill. And then Ryan Gill pitched a scoreless inning in relief for Viterbo. Again, Vikings take game 1 by a score of 5-4. We'll take a break of about 20 or 25 minutes and come back with our series finale, a 9-inning contest scheduled to start about 3:35 here at Drake Field. We'll have more Viking baseball right here on VCSU Athletics YouTube.